Good evening. We have CCAC men's soccer action for you here tonight as your St. Francis Fighting Saints play host to the Governor State Jaguars. Good evening, everybody. My name is Aaron Shellen, and St. Francis looking to rebound off of a very, very difficult 1-0 loss to Roosevelt back on the 25th, and it was a game that was close throughout, and Roosevelt was able to get the first tally of the game in the 62nd minute of that game, and St. Francis had an opportunity to tie the score on a free kick when Zakhar Skidchenko was able to put the left foot into it and put it in the top corner of the net, but the goal was waved off due to offsides, and Roosevelt would hold on. The Lakers would hold on and defeat St. Francis by the final score of 1-0, dropping the Fighting Saints to 1-7-1 on the year, and they face an equally tough matchup here tonight as the 4-1-2 Jaguars come to town. The Jaguars lost their first game of the year against the number 14 ranked Indiana Institute of Technology, and they are 4-0-2 in their last 6 matches, their last 2 games, both 4-goal victories, a 4-2 win over Xavier and a 4-0 win over Indiana University Northwest last time out. So the Jaguars sit in second place in the CCAC at 3-0-2, while St. Francis is in ninth at 1-2-1. And we are underway as St. Francis will be going left to right, Governor State will be going right to left. And a quick look at tonight's starting lineups. First, for Governor State in goal, the senior Luis Ramirez, who comes in with a 1.55 goals against average in 7 starts coming into tonight's action. Dawson and Dylan Swearingen, a couple of seniors, John Gonzalez, Hamzat Sani, Agustin Vivas, Elian Munoz, Andy Latorre, Pablo Rosso, Juan Manuel Rodriguez, and Nick Flores will get the start for the Jaguars. We'll give you St. Francis's starters here in just a minute as that ball is played into the middle of the field by the Jaguars. Left foot, that's going to be over the head of Munoz, and it will be a free kick for a goal kick for St. Francis. And that goal kick will be taken by tonight's starting goalie, Carson Hegland, the 6'4 junior out of Manuka. Carson on the year making his 5th appearance. He has a 1.63 goals against. He's made 19 saves, almost an 80% save percentage on the year for the junior. In front of him will be Isaac Avalos, Hunter Foose, Pablo Rubio Guerra, Sergio Fernandez Arango up front, and they're going to need some offense from him, as you'll notice one name missing from the starting lineup here as St. Francis tries to play the ball at midfield. They get it, and it's taken away by Governor State. We'll continue with the starting lineup. Leonardo Haro, Diego Cortez, Jesus Flores, Mariano Catorba, Anthony Durka, and Roberto Centeno. You'll notice I did not say Zakhar Skidchenko, as Zakhar received a couple of yellow cards in that matchup against Roosevelt, so he will sit this one out tonight as the Fighting Saints will try to win this one without their leading goal scorer. Skidchenko with 7 goals in his last 3 games. He had a 4-goal outing against Indiana University Northwest and then followed that up with a 3-goal outing against Holy Cross, but they will be without his services tonight, so the offense will have to come from elsewhere as we are just a couple minutes into tonight's action. Ball's played far down, right towards the top of the box, and booted out by the Jaguars. Sent right back in by the Fighting Saints. Pass up ahead for Cortez, misses him. Governor State takes it back as Fernandez Arango battles for it, and the ball is won by St. Francis momentarily. Teams feeling each other out here a little bit in the early stages in midfield as Governor State runs onto it with some space. That one's booted way downfield ahead of Munoz, and that one's going to be kicked out of bounds for a throw-in for the Jaguars. So 9 of St. Francis's 14 goals are on the bench here tonight. Sergio Fernandez-Arango has a couple of goals as that ball is headed down and cleared to safety by St. Francis. Fernandez-Arango has a couple of goals. Isaac Avalos, Santos Contreras, and Edward Luna, each with individual goals for the Fighting Saints, as that one's going to roll across the end line for a goal kick. So you can't replace the goal-scoring ability of Zakhar Skidchenko, but it's a very young team, and this could be an opportunity for one of them to show up and hopefully pull an upset tonight against a very difficult Jaguars club. Hegglund plays that right foot into it. Hard off the foot of Cortez and punted back down to the right side where it's headed from one D-man to the other, Swearingen to Sani. Ball is won by the Jaguars. Up ahead to Munoz. Munoz with it now on the left foot, plays it back into the middle. The long-range shot goes well wide. So I talked a little bit about the positioning of each of these teams in the standings coming into tonight's action. Lincoln leads the way with a 4-0-1 mark. Governor State at 3-0-2. Cardinal Stritch at 3-0-1. Olivet Nazarene at 3-0, followed by the Roosevelt Lakers at 3-1. St. Xavier at 3-2. Judson 2-1-1. Trinity Christian at 2-3, followed by St. Francis at 1-2-1. Looking for their first home victory of the season. They are 0-5 here at Joliet Memorial Stadium this season. Played nicely back to Rodriguez. Taken away by the Saints. Taken right back by the Jaguars. Hard ground ball stolen away by St. Francis. Played in the middle. And a push from behind on, I believe that was Haro, and we're going to have a free kick for St. Francis, about 20 yards outside of the box. Going to be taken by Avalos. Both sides lined up right at the top of the box. A decent opportunity here for St. Francis. See what Avalos tries to do with the ball. A little ground ball past the intended target. You can see there was some miscommunication there as Avalos went with the quick ground ball pass, and his target wasn't expecting that, and that one rolled harmlessly across the end line for a goal kick for Governor State. Played back to Ramirez. He puts that right foot into it, sends it about 60% of the way down the field. St. Francis has it for a moment and then loses it. That one's played ahead onto the foot of Rodriguez, and he sends that one way high and wide. A couple of shots here early for Governor State. Nothing resembling a solid chance for either club yet. A lot of play between the 20s, as they say. We're about 8 minutes in to tonight's action. No score. Long left foot boot. We have a whistle. I think we have a foul being called here on Governor State. Yep, so we're going to get another free kick for St. Francis. Right foot boot into the box, and that one is played by Ramirez. Nice boot by Flores. He had I believe that was Rubio Guerra coming down on the right side, trying to head that one in, but it was played on the fly by Ramirez and cleared to safety. So first real opportunity for either team goes to St. Francis. Back to Ramirez in goal, plays it up ahead to his defense. Down here in front of us, little one-touch pass. And foul called here on Haro as he takes the legs out from underneath Manuel Rodriguez. The foul number 3 on each team. Pretty physical game here thus far. Swearingen plays it back to Ramirez, who plays it off the outside of his foot and will bounce out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in for Governor State. St. Francis's bugaboo this year really has been the first half. They are being outscored 12-3 in the first half of games this year. So if they can just hang around and stick with this Governor State team in the first half, give themselves an opportunity in the second half. And as I say that, here come the Jaguars, and that one is cleared to safety nicely. Good opportunity for the Jaguars, close in the box. Played ahead. That one's going to roll through, and the diving slide save made by Hegland as he had Nick Flores bearing down on him. And Hegland slid in feet first and made sure that nothing dangerous would happen there. Ten minutes in, no score, 2 shots for Governor State, 1 for St. Francis here. Fighting Saints looking for their second win of the year, their second conference win. That one's played ahead, and it's going to be behind the intended target and out of bounds as Fernandez Arango got the touch there and played it just behind Rubio Guerra. And it will be a throw-in for the Jaguars. Tight pressure by Katorba. Ball's back to the goaltender. Looks for somebody to get it to. Puts that right foot into it. Sends the high ball down towards midfield. And cleared back into the Governor State side by the Fighting Saints. That'll go out of bounds for a throw-in for the Jaguars. Quick throw-in on the far side right at midfield. That one is, again, off the outside of the foot, but saved by Governor State. Plays it back to Dawson Swearingen. Gets around the defender, goes through another one. Plays it out into the middle, nobody home, and the Fighting Saints will have it there. The long ball looking for Fernandez Arango. It's going to be over his head and find its way over to Ramirez. Nice night here in Joliet, about 75 degrees. Little catch being played between Swearingen and Ramirez. Now played up the far side by the Jaguars. Taken away by St. Francis. Here comes Fernandez Arango. He's at the top of the box, and the shot is deflected wide. Collision at around the 20. Governor State will run onto it with some space. Coming through is Dylan Swearingen. He has that ball taken away from him. We're going to have a tackle and a yellow card assessed here on, I believe that's Centeno. On a hard slide tackle. So a more physical play here early on. First yellow card of the match. Roberto Centeno, the 5'10 freshman out of right here in Joliet. Ball chipped towards the top of the box. That one's headed out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Governor State. Left foot, that shot goes just wide of the near post, out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for St. Francis. Again, St. Francis without their leading goal scorer here tonight in Zakhar Skidchenko, sitting out a one match for a red card that he suffered in their last matchup against Roosevelt. Little heel kick, fancy heel kick into the center of the field, played to space over to Rodriguez, or excuse me, that's Flores. Goes through the legs of a St. Francis defender, and Centeno is knocked down hard, and that'll be a foul called on the Jaguars. So St. Francis doing a pretty good job keeping the ball on the outside here early on, not allowing Governor State to get inside the box with any real solid chances. 3 shots to 2 for Governor State so far in this one. Ball is played down by Fernandez Arango, and he loses that battle, but they get it back, and we have a foul called. And Governor State runs onto it quickly, taken right back, though. Played it back to Fernandez Arango. He's got the ball outside the box, and he tries to dribble around a defender. He can't. He has it taken away. Governor State now with a lot of room in front of them. That one's played up to the near side here to Munoz. Good defense by St. Francis to take it away and take possession of the ball. Rubio Guerra, and we have a whistle and foul called here on St. Francis, I believe. A little chicken wing symbol by the head referee down there. High ball played down to the far side. That one's going to be headed out of bounds. We're 15 minutes in, no score. Best chance of the game, really, it was St. Francis on the free kick from the far side of the field. That one's going to come, the cross is going to come wide. That one is going to be kept in nicely by Governor State as Munoz has it. He centers it, and it's right into the hands of a waiting Carson Hegland. Hegland, left foot, sends that one all the way down, tries to get Rubio Guerra. Guerra tries to play it with his foot. It bounces over his head. He gets it back, though. He centers it, and that's going to be right into the breadbasket of Luis Ramirez. So basically a mirror image, both sides of the field, a corner attempt right into the gut of the goaltender. Ground ball up ahead. Governor State player double team knocked out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Fighting Saints. Fernandez Arango has it taken away, tries to take it back. He can't. We have another throw in for St. Francis. Quick throw in back to the midfielder. Players collide. Governor State takes it back for a second. St. Francis plays it back to their defense. And Governor State takes possession of it for just a second. And Fighting Saints on it again as here comes Fernandez Arango. Scoots that one up ahead to Rubio Guerra. Excuse me, that's Diego Cortez. Cortez now on the left foot. Tries to go through a couple defenders. He can't. Has it taken off his foot, but it's going to roll out of bounds for a throw-in for St. Francis. So a couple of turnovers by Governor State, giving St. Francis some opportunities, but not able to finish. Throw in as Fernandez Arango tries to shield the defender off, and it goes harmlessly to a Jaguar defensive player. That one's played back now. That one's going to go out of bounds for another throw-in for St. Francis. Right at midfield here, right in front of us. Roberto Centeno with the throw-in. Back to Rubio Guerra. And that pass is off the foot of Katorba, taken away by Governor State with some space down the far side. Fake attempt at the cross. This one's put into the center. It's knocked down and kicked out to midfield where Fernandez Arango has it. Up to Katorba. Katorba looking for Rubio Guerra. Isn't able to complete the pass, and Governor State with an opportunity. Nice slide tackle by St. Francis to keep that one out of harm's way. Manuel Rodriguez has it top of the box. He has his shot deflected wide. And Fighting Saints will run onto it. Durka was run off the ball there. St. Francis now almost with an opportunity as Fernandez Arango just could not get, or excuse me, that was Rubio Guerra, just was not able to get to that ball. Long high ball to the near side right here in front of me. Nick Flores has it, and then he loses it. Pass is deflected away. And back to Ramirez in goal. With Fernandez Arango harassing him, he's able to get that one out to midfield, where Governor State will run onto it. Munoz up ahead now to Manuel Rodriguez, has it on the left foot. That ball is crossed and cleared out by St. Francis, but kept in by Nick Flores, and that one is punted out to midfield. Flores with a little flick header, and that one is going to just cross the out-of-bounds line. It will be a throw-in for St. Francis. 20 minutes into the first half of this match, no score. Happy to have you here with me tonight. Fernandez Arango is double teamed, and he's able to secure a throw-in right at midfield. St. Francis has it now. Jesus Flores plays it up ahead. That one's through. The shot on goes just wide. Off that left foot of Pablo Rubio Guerra, and that one goes just wide of that far post. Another good opportunity set up by Jesus Flores there to find Rubio Guerra, and Guerra was able to get that foot into it. We have our first substitution here of the evening, as Eric Vega will check in. The senior out of Joliet West makes his first appearance of the night, and he checks in for Mariano Katorba. Foul called here on Governor State. Throw into space, but it's taken by the Jaguars. Long ball downfield, and that one's going to be put up here by us, all the way up and out of the stadium. Someone's going to have to go track that one down, as that's in the parking lot behind us. Throw in for Governor State. Munoz has it, he centers it, and that one is going to be put out of bounds for a throw-in for Governor State. So they have what looks to be a decent opportunity here if they can get a strong throw-in from Flores. The top of the box now. That one's put to the far side. Bit of a collision there, and we are going to have a foul called on St. Francis just outside of the box. So it's going to be a very good opportunity for the Jaguars. As Jesus Flores knocked down the defender at about about 5 yards outside of the box, and that's where this direct kick will come from. Kick to be taken by Munoz. Puts that left foot into it. It's blocked, kicked right into the wall. Munoz gets it back, and St. Francis is able to take it away. St. Francis escapes some trouble there. Played nicely there for a second. Battle midfield between man in yellow and a man in black, and it's won by the man in black. Flores on it now. Over to Arasso. That one's going to go out of bounds for a throw-in. Official pushing him back a few yards before he makes that throw. Throws it towards the top of the box where it's bodied down there. And kicked out of bounds again. So we're going to have a throw-in from that same location for about the 4th time here in the last 30 seconds. This time, though, it's for St. Francis. That one's played ahead. Nobody there, though, and it will be run onto by the Jaguars. Sani will play it. Down here again to Flores, who's got a ton of space, and pass a bit too hot off the foot of Munoz and out of bounds. Throw in for the Fighting Saints. That long attempt is deflected back and headed out of bounds, so it will be a throw-in for the Jaguars as the field is sort of tilted a little bit to the left here in the last few minutes as Governor State has controlled the pace of play here over the last couple of minutes and started to put a little bit of pressure as that shot is saved easily by Carson Hegland. Gets down low, makes the save, makes sure it doesn't take a funky bounce, and smothers it. Plays that ball way downfield. Headed out of bounds by Governor State, and St. Francis will have a throw-in to be taken by Cortez. Or not, to be taken by Centeno. Centennial looking for Rubio Guerra, isn't able to connect there. It's taken back by Flores, though Flores plays it to the far side. Boot towards the box. High bounce. Headed back towards the goalie, the flip up, and that one is in! St. Francis takes advantage of a bad pass, and they take a 1-0 lead. Sergio Fernandez Arango with the hustle play as that long clearing attempt bounced over the initial player, and he was able to beat the goaltender to the ball, flick that one past Ramirez, and St. Francis takes a 1-0 lead. So I mentioned earlier that St. Francis had gotten off to some slow starts, being outscored 12-3 in the first half of games this year, but with 19 minutes left, they lead this one now 1-0. Going to be a free kick for St. Francis. So Hunter Foose with that long ball that bounced over the head of Fernandez Arango and the Governor State defender. And Fernandez Arango did not give up on it. He was the first one to the ball, and he was able to chip it over the head of goaltender Luis Ramirez for the goal. So third goal of the season for Fernandez Arango, and for Foose, that's his first point of the year, his first assist. So 1-0 Fighting Saints here. Fernandez Arango again with the hustle play, able to keep that one in, and Ramirez has to dive on it. Goal in the 26th minute. Long ball played by Governor State. Battle at midfield between Manuel Rodriguez and Cortez. Manuel Rodriguez is able to win that one, and good defense by St. Francis as it's knocked out of bounds. And you can see right away the impact that this has had on the St. Francis team. There's a little hop in their step. They're clapping for each other, and this is what you get out of a young team as we get a collision at midfield. That'll be a throw-in for Governor State. Actually, I think they may be calling a foul. They may be calling a foul here, I think, on Rubio Guerra. But with some young teams, it's really all about the momentum. And right now, St. Francis has it as they have a 1-0 lead. Now they just need to hang on. Play some solid defense as the long ball looking ahead again for, actually this time they were looking for Rubio Guerra. Weren't able to connect with him. Be a throw in for the Jaguars. So goal number 3 of the season for Sergio Fernandez Arango. I mentioned no Zakhar Skidchenko tonight, so where was that offense going to come from? Well, there you go. It's coming from Sergio Fernandez Arango. Now on it is Cortez. Cortez tries to play the long ball, looking for said Fernandez Arango, and we're going to have a penalty or a foul called here on Governor State. We got a couple people down, one on each side. That looks like Pablo Rosso got the worst of that one as Diego Cortez pops right up. But Rosso is still down. They're calling for the training staff. It was just a collision at about the 25-yard line, and you could see as soon as Rosso went down, he kind of stuck his hand up in the air, calling for that trainer. Training staff is out attending to him right now. Clock is stopped with 16 minutes left in the first half. 5 shots each, 2 shots on goal for St. Francis, 1 for Governor State. It's been a very physical game. 7 fouls on each team, 1 yellow card on Roberto Centeno for St. Francis. And while they attend to Pablo Rosso, we are going to take a quick break with the score. St. Francis 1, Governor State nothing. We'll be right back.
St. Francis really has made a very positive impact on my life. I've made some of my best friends here, grown as a person, and I feel it has given me the tools to have a successful career. USF has a very warm and welcoming atmosphere, and it was something I couldn't get at any other school that I visited.
It just felt like I was at home as soon as I stepped on campus.
Being located in Joliet, it's kind of like a hidden gem. It's not too far from home, but it's far enough where you can get that kind of getaway college experience that people want. It's a good little college community.
The thing I love most about University of St. Francis is the staff. They're always there for you day or night. You're not just another statistic to them. You're important to them. They know your name, and their one goal is to see you walk across that stage and to have.
All right, we are back with some more first half action. Checking out will be Pablo Rosso. He was able to get up and walk off under his own power. He's walking off gingerly, but he is walking off on his own. And checking in is the reigning CCAC Offensive Player of the Week, Martin Esquivel, the 6'2 sophomore out of Monterrey, Mexico. Had Governor State first ever hat trick, and get this, in 9 minutes and 42 seconds. The long ball's played just kept out of the goal there by Ramirez. His momentum almost carried him into the net there. So Esquivel back in their last game against Indiana University Northwest came in in the second half and scored 3 goals in 9 minutes and 43 seconds. He scored his last 2 goals, goals 2 and 3, in just 19 seconds. So he is an offensive machine when he checks in. He scored 4 goals this year in just 88 minutes of action. So very offensive-minded Martin Esquivel for the Jaguars. Kept in by Durka. Durka plays through a couple defenders nicely. Plays it up ahead. A couple of St. Francis players standing in the same place. That one's going to be knocked out of bounds for a throw-in for the Fighting Saints. Battle for it down in the far corner. That one's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in again for St. Francis. This one to be taken by Vega. Vega tries to get that one into the box. That one's headed back out. Vega centers it, and nobody home, but it's going to be taken by St. Francis, and that shot pass by Centeno goes just wide through the box. It almost looked like the St. Francis forward there had an opportunity to try to deflect that one towards the goal. Sort of screened his defender out of the way, and that one just rolled harmlessly across the end line for a goal kick for Governor State. 14 minutes, just over 14 minutes left to go in the first half. St. Francis with a 1-0 lead over the 4-1-2 Governor State Jaguars here in the first half. Hustle goal by Sergio Fernandez Arango to give St. Francis the lead in the 26th minute. Goal kick here for the Fighting Saints. Shots are now 7-5 for St. Francis. They are not a team that has trouble getting shots. It's getting that ball on goal that has been an issue. They've actually outshot their opponents this year, 157 to 125. But they're being outscored almost 2-1. So they're having difficulty getting the ball on goal, not having difficulty getting the shots, though, as that one's played away nicely by Durka. Up ahead to Foose. Foose has his legs taken out from underneath him, and we will have a foul called on Governor State. Foose set up the goal with a long ball that went over the head of Fernandez Arango, and he was able to run onto it and chip it over the head of the goaltender, Luis Ramirez. Ball's played into the box, over the head of Cortez and out of bounds. Cortez at only 5'8" is a hard target to reach on those high headers. That one made it over his head and across the end line for a goal kick. Deflected out of bounds for a throw-in now for the Jaguars. St. Francis looking for their second conference victory of the season as they battle for positioning to get themselves into a potential playoff. They are going to have to rattle off some points here over the next few games, and with a 1-0 lead here in the first half, you hope that this is kind of the first of many opportunities to get some additional points on the board. Ball into the middle, where Cortez is harassing Mark Fernandez, who seems to have checked into the game. Battle there on the far side, played up and tried to get it through to Rubio Guerra. He was unable to. St. Francis player has his legs taken out, and defender just sort of backed out of the way, and St. Francis player just fell down. Fighting Saints now with some run into some space. The big foot shot, score! Sergio Fernandez Arango unloads the right foot. He beats about half a dozen Jaguar players found open space and drilled it into the back of the net from the top of the box to give the Fighting Saints a 2-0 lead. Another fantastic individual effort by Fernandez Arango. That gives him 2, and St. Francis leads 2-0. Goal in the 34th minute. Goal number 4, second goal of the game. Took that one at about 30 yards outside the box on the far side of the field, cut it back into the middle, and was able to just beat multiple Governor State players. The last line of defense, Dawson Swearingen, actually stumbled and almost fell down, and that gave Fernandez Arango the space he needed to find the open net or find the open space and unload that big right foot, and he beat Ramirez easily 2-0. Foul called here on St. Francis. Getting a little chippy out there. It has been a very physical game. 8 fouls each. A yellow card on St. Francis. Looks like we're going to have a yellow card on Fernandez Arango. Is going to get himself a yellow card of his own. So he's filling up that box score here tonight, folks. 2 goals and a yellow card. It's a collision at about the 40 or 45, just to the Governor State side of midfield. Official saw something he didn't like, and Sergio's getting himself a yellow card as the official is explaining to him why. I don't think Sergio agrees with the explanation, but so that's 2 yellow cards now on St. Francis. We got just under 11 minutes left here in the first half. And we are about ready to get started here. Swearingen sends this one down towards the box. That one's cleared to safety by St. Francis, where Gonzalez will run onto it. And we're going to have a throw-in down on the far side as Governor State is tripped up, but the ball will roll out of bounds for a throw-in for the Jaguars. St. Francis with a 2-0 lead. Coming into tonight's action, they had only scored 3 goals in the first half of their first 9 games. They've got 2 here tonight against the number 2 team in the conference. So you never know what's going to happen on a night-to-night basis. St. Francis, they look sharp here tonight. A couple of really nice individual efforts by Fernandez Arango gave them a lead. Now they just need to hold it. See if this young team is able to do that. Overrun there, and St. Francis comes back with it. Ooh, almost an opportunity for a 2-on-1, but that ball deflects off of Rubio Guerra, and it makes its way back to Ramirez. Ball's at midfield. Manuel Rodriguez plays it back to his defense. And the long boot down the far side. Headed out of bounds by the Fighting Saints. Throw in for the Jaguars. Quick throw in. Give and go into the box. Headed back, and the misfire on the clear, but the backup is there, and that one is cleared out to midfield. Fernandez Arango battling for the ball. He's able to get it again. That one's played ahead to Rubio Guerra. Rubio Guerra has it on the right foot, and he puts that one in the back of the net. Pablo Rubio Guerra from Sergio Fernandez Arango, and it is 3-0 Fighting Saints. Absolutely beautiful play by Sergio Fernandez Arango to find Pablo Rubio Guerra open on that far side. Rubio Guerra came in with the left foot, put that one into the back of the net, and it's 3-0. Offense is rolling here tonight for St. Francis. 3 goals in a matter of about 15 minutes, has turned a 0-0 game into a 3-0 St. Francis lead. For Rubio Guerra, that is his first goal of the season and his first collegiate goal. Congratulations, Pablo Rubio Guerra. Taken now by Governor State. Played up ahead. That one is cleared out of bounds by St. Francis for a throw-in for the Jaguars. And if you've been watching this team over the course of the year, you know that they're a very young team. They have over 20 freshmen on their squad, and sometimes it just sort of all clicks at the same time. And maybe this is that click as that ball is cleared into the box, through the box, and that one's going to be out of bounds for a throw-in for St. Francis. Yeah, sometimes things just click, and they figure it out, and they start to learn where their teammates are going to be on the field and learn how they like the ball, and they just figure it out. And so far through the first 38 minutes tonight, they've looked really, really sharp, out shooting Governor State 9-5, 5 shots on goal for St. Francis to just 1 for Governor State, 3-0 on the scoreboard. 2 goals for Sergio Fernandez Arango, 1 for Pablo Rubio Guerra. Ball's headed towards the box, and that one's going to find its way back to Hegland. Hegland picks it up as he finally has a Governor State player run onto him. Throw in to Centeno, who wasn't quite ready for it, but he's able to get that one to Fernandez Arango, who gets it back. Tries to play it through 4 players, and he's knocked down, and that'll be a foul called on Governor State. So free kick here for St. Francis as we're under 7 minutes left in the first half. 3-0, St. Francis with the lead. Avalos to take the free kick. Puts that one towards the top of the box, looking for Rubio Guerra at the far side at the top of the box. The ball is taken away by Governor State, though, as they run onto it into some space. Played now to Manuel Rodriguez. He has it knocked away from him, gets it right back, and we have a stoppage of play. And it looks like we're going to have, is this going to be another yellow card? Maybe a yellow card on, yellow cards on each club, it looks like here. Matching yellow cards and a free kick for St. Francis, I believe, is what the end result is going to be here. Let's see what the official scoring is, but the ref showed a yellow card at 1 player for Governor State, 1 player for St. Francis. Long ball played by Hegland is going to cross the end line for a goal kick. So we're at about the 6-minute mark, 3-0 St. Francis with the lead. So yes, yellow cards on Anthony Durka for St. Francis and Andy Latorre for Governor State. And then a foul on Governor State is what went down in that situation. That ball's headed out of bounds for a throw-in. Over the head of Fernandez Arango.
Second goal scored by Sergio Fernandez Arango at the 34.
Ball played back into midfield where it's going to be taken by, here come, oh, excuse me, that was Fernandez Arango with an opportunity. Dominic Barwolik has checked in, the freshman, and that's going to be whistled as offside. So Barwolik checks in for Rubio Guerra at the 36th minute. Rubio Guerra, his first collegiate goal for St. Francis. The 3rd goal of the first half for the Fighting Saints. That one's played down the near side. That one's going to roll into the St. Francis bench for a throw-in. Centeno leaves it for Avalos. Avalos takes his time, as you would expect with a 3-0 lead. It's headed back. Barwolik goes over his head. Dominic Barwolik tries to run onto it, get that ball back. He can't. The left foot up ahead to space. St. Francis gets it back out to midfield. Kept in, no, not kept in by Flores. That one goes just out of bounds for a throw-in for Governor State. Precision passing in tight space here by Governor State. On it now is Manuel Rodriguez. He centers it. There's nobody there. And that one's going to be deflected back to Hegland, who picks that one up with 3.5 left to go here in half number 1. Plays it right up the middle, over the head of everybody. Running onto it, Barwolik tries to give chase, but Ramirez is going to be the first one there. Ramirez rolls it over to Dawson Swearingen. That one is going to be over the head of LaTorre on the far side for a throw-in for St. Francis. Now, if you're St. Francis, the one thing you want to make sure you do is not let up here. Don't. Obviously, you're going to play a little more defensively with a 3-0 lead, but you still want to take your chances when they become available and not become complacent and allow Governor State to, especially here in these last 3 minutes, get a goal before the end of the half. That would take a lot of the momentum that you have away. So going into the half with a 3-0 lead would be huge. Barwolik has it, takes the long low shot. That one's blocked out, and Governor State will run onto it. Governor State now here in the middle. And eventually the ball is taken away from Mark Fernandez. Collision at midfield, and Fernandez Arango is going to be the first one on it. Been saying that a lot tonight, as Sergio Fernandez Arango with the nice slide tackle plays the ball away from a couple defenders, keeps possession of it, gets it back, and it's taken away by the Jaguars. Long ball, and that's going to find the stomach of Carson Hegland on one bounce. We're under 2 minutes left here in the first half. 3 goals, an explosion of offense by St. Francis here in the first half tonight, leading 3-0 over Governor State. Ball into the box. That one is going to be kicked wide. Was it deflected? No, it was not deflected. I thought it might have been deflected for a corner kick, but it will be a goal kick as we're down to about 90 seconds left here in this CCAC matchup between the St. Francis Fighting Saints and the Governor State Jaguars. So glad you could join me here tonight on this lovely Wednesday night at Joliet Memorial Stadium. Ball is headed back to midfield. Barwolik is going to be the first one there. Has it chipped just away from him as he tries to make a late run on it. Sent up over the head again. Dawson Swearingen now a couple of times in the last couple of minutes has airmailed a pass to an intended receiver, giving a throw-in to St. Francis. This throw-in is going to come on the Governor State side of midfield, however, as we're down to the last 30 seconds of half number 1. That one's going to cross the end line for a goal kick. St. Francis doing this without Zakhar Skidchenko, who came into tonight's action with 9 goals in 8 games this season, including 7 in his last 3. Here's an opportunity, and a beautiful attempt, a nice save by Carson Hegland as the half expires. Augustin Vivas had beat a couple of St. Francis defenders, was in all alone on Hegland. Hegland challenged him with a slide tackle, was able to knock that one away. And the horn sounds here on the first half. And it was a fantastic first half for St. Francis as they will go to the locker room with a 3-0 lead over Governor State. We'll be back with second half action here in just a little bit. Welcome back for second half action. And if you missed the first half, you missed a lot of fun as St. Francis is up 3-0 on Governor State. The 4-1-2 Governor State Jaguars coming into tonight's action unbeaten in their last 6 games, trail the Fighting Saints 3-0. Fighting Saints would get on the board in the 26th minute. Sergio Fernandez Arango from Hunter Foose would get the scoring going, get that ice broken, and it would be a 1-0 St. Francis lead. About 8 minutes later, Fernandez Arango would score again on just an absolute rocket off the right foot into the back of the net. And then just over 2 minutes after that, Pablo Rubio Guerra would score from the far side on a feed from Sergio Fernandez Arango to make it 3-0. And that's where we stand after one half. 3-0 St. Francis over Governor State. St. Francis outshot Governor State 10-7 in the first half, and we have a foul called and a yellow card being administered. That is the 4th yellow card of the match to St. Francis. This one on, I believe, that's Jesus Flores. We'll see what the official score says, but I believe it was called on Flores. That'll be the 4th. Yes, it is. Flores. That's the 4th yellow card on St. Francis here through just over one half. The ball is chipped into the box. That one's going to find its way across the end line. So 10-7 shots for St. Francis over Governor State. Shots on goal are 5-1 in favor of St. Francis. Neither team has a corner kick. 10 fouls on each club, and now 4 yellow cards on St. Francis, 1 on Governor State. So you could really see this young St. Francis team kind of, when they took that lead, you could see the energy pick up, and they continued that right through the end of the half as they were able to not only keep the lead but extend it. Here comes an opportunity for Dylan Swearingen. That ball is into the box and cleared out of harm's way nicely. So Governor State coming out with a little bit of urgency here in the second half as they try to cut into this 3-0 lead. A collision there and a throw-in for Governor State. Swearingen is double-teamed. He's knocked down. They let the play continue. Chip towards the box, and that one is kicked out to midfield. Rubio Guerra is the closest St. Francis player to it. Governor State has it now. Good defense by the Fighting Saints. Played up ahead. The long ball looking for Rubio Guerra, and that one's going to find the foot of the goalie instead. That one will be out of bounds. A nice ball played looking for Rubio Guerra, and just out of his reach as Ramirez got to that one first. So a throw in on the far side. St. Francis looking to win their second game of the season, their second conference game of the season as they look to move up in the CCAC rankings. They currently sit in 9th place at 1-2-1. The long ball headed away by St. Francis back towards midfield. Taken over by Manuel Rodriguez. He loses it. St. Francis is on it there, and that one's going to find its way back to Governor State. Played up through midfield now by the Jaguars. Short passes. Little give and go by Governor State. Played into the box. That one is going to be shot wide of the near post. And that will be a goal kick for St. Francis. So Governor State, again, coming out with a little bit of urgency here in the second half, putting a little bit more pressure on St. Francis than they were able to muster in that first half. They have a couple of shots, or that's their first shot on goal here, or their first shot here in the second half, but most of the play has been down on that right side here in the second half. Durka tries to run onto that one. He can't. The ball is going to go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for St. Francis. 5 minutes in to the second half. Hunter Foose will take the throw in here. Gets it in to Fernandez Arango. He loses it, and that one's skied over by the St. Francis bench. Jack Conway, the freshman defenseman, shows why he's not a baseball player, as that one hit him right in the hands and he dropped it. Played into the near corner. And that one's going to cross the end line for a goal kick. Governor State sends the low line drive right up the middle, headed out by St. Francis. Onto the foot of Fernandez Arango. Always seems to be around the ball, at least here tonight. He's been all over the place. 2 goals and an assist for the freshman out of Madrid, Spain, Sergio Fernandez Arango. 2 goals, 1 assist tonight in really replacing Zakhar Skidchenko in that kind of role of that striker, that first line forward. Skidchenko, 9 goals in 8 games, including 7 goals in his last 3 matches. Out tonight, a 1-game suspension, if you will, for a red card. He picked up a couple of yellow cards in their last matchup against Roosevelt, so he has to sit out tonight. And Fernandez Arango doing a really nice impersonation of Skidchenko with 2 goals and an assist. It'll be a throw-in now for St. Francis. Looking for Durka just over his head, but that ball's popped up into the air. Collision there. They let them play on in what's been a very physical game. 10 fouls on each club in the first half. It'll be a throw-in here taken by Dylan Swearingen. Throws that one towards the box. That one's cleared out to safety, and that will go out of bounds for a throw-in. St. Francis closing on that one quickly. Ball is just on the outskirts of the box. And the Fighting Saints take it. Good defense there. Up ahead now is Durka with it. Durka with some space. Tries to play it through to Rubio Guerra. He's knocked down from behind, and they're going to let him play on. So they decided anything goes here in the second half as Fernandez Arango has it. Gets the ball back on the far side. He's pushed. He has the ball now, though. Plays it through into the box. That one is cleared on goal just through the crease. Durka has it, and that one is going to go. That one went across the end line, so it'll be a goal kick for St. Francis. But that was a nice attempt by Rubio Guerra. Put that one just across the goal mouth, and Durka tried to control it, and it just trickled across the end line. 7.5 gone here in the second half. 3-0. Fighting Saints with the lead. Durka has it taken away by Mark Fernandez. That one finds its way back to Carson Hegland, who settles things down here, takes his time, surveys the field, puts the left boot into it, sends it down to the near side. Governor State has it. That's Augustin Vivas. Vivas has it, is able to play it up ahead to Manuel Rodriguez, and that one's going to go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for St. Francis. Manuel Rodriguez thought it was a throw-in for Governor State. To no avail. It will go down to the left. That header finds nobody. Rubio Guerra tries to hit Fernandez Arango with that one. You can see St. Francis packing 9 players inside the 35-yard marker there. So really packing it in defensively, trying to limit the opportunities by Governor State as that one is knocked out of bounds for a throw-in right down in the corner. For Governor State. 9 minutes in, 36 minutes left in this one. A 3-0 St. Francis lead right now. That ball is cleared into the middle, and that one's deflected just wide. So Ball cleared into the box, and Vivas was there, and he tipped that one off his right foot, and it went past that far post harmlessly, and it will be a goal kick for Hägglund. Hägglund sends that one down the far side. Finds some open space. That one is going to be played back to Ramirez. Ramirez has a Fighting Saint player in his face, and he's able to loft that one down to the St. Francis side of the field. Little miscommunication there, and Mark Fernandez has it. Fernandez now on the left foot. Back to the right. Plays it now to Dylan Swearingen, who centers it. And that one is going to be cleared out, and that'll be the first corner kick of the night to be taken here by Governor State with 34 and a half minutes left. An opportunity for Governor State to try to break into this 3-0 St. Francis lead. That ball is cleared towards the back post and headed over the net for a goal kick. A player down in the box for Governor State. That's John Gonzalez, the freshman, knocked down in the crease, but he's back up. He's a soccer player. He's tough. And he's back into the play. Clock is stopped as the officials get the game ready to go. Tonight's referee, Jorge Cuate Balinas. Assistant referees, Miguel Chavez and Ethan Bouge. St. Francis now has it on the near side. That is Eric Vega has checked back in. And that one is going to come all the way down, and that will go across the end line for another goal kick. So you can see St. Francis really not taking any chances offensively, trying to just be very smart defensively. You've got a pretty substantial lead here with 33 minutes left. What you don't want to do is let Governor State back into it with an easy goal, as that is a miss kick by the goaltender, and that will be the goalkeeper, and that will be a throw-in for Governor State. You don't want to let the Jaguars get into it with an easy goal, or something that can give them any momentum. So you just pack it in and force them to make the perfect play to get that first goal of the game. Sani plays the ground ball towards the top of the box. Fernandez has it. Chipped into the box. That gets through the defender, and Hägglund's able to be aware and dive on that one to eliminate any further issues. So again, Governor State putting a little bit more pressure on here in the second half, but St. Francis doing a good job so far limiting the dangerous opportunities. That one's played through, and almost, again, that was very similar to that first goal, as it was a chip in towards the goal, and the St. Francis forward, I believe, again, that was Rubio Guerra, was able to get down on that one, and this time Ramirez was just able to get to it and knock that one out of bounds. That one's headed out of bounds. It'll be another throw-in for the Fighting Saints. Handball, I believe, is the call, and Governor State will take over now. Little pushing and shoving. Referees tell them to knock it off, and let's get back to some soccer. Played back to the goaltender. Ramirez plays it over to the near side here to Dylan Swearingen. One touch pass to Fernandez. Plays it to open space, but it finds its way to a St. Francis foot. Rubio Guerra has it. Fakes out the defender, has a ton of space now. Loses that space relatively quickly, and it's taken away by Governor State. Fernandez now on it at midfield, stops on a dime, and St. Francis takes the ball away, played up ahead, out of the reach of Fernandez Arango, and looks like they're blowing the whistle. They're going to call a foul, I believe, on Rubio Guerra there, right at midfield. Again, it's been a pretty physical night. 12 fouls now on St. Francis, 10 on Governor State, 4 yellow cards on the Fighting Saints. Towards the top of the box, that one is put right into a very well-positioned stomach of Carson Hegland, who makes his second save of the night. Lofts that ball towards midfield, and St. Francis runs onto it. Here comes Fernandez Arango. Fernandez Arango plays it left foot, just misses that far post with a gorgeous attempt. Just missed the far post off his left foot in an attempt for the hat trick and a 4-0 lead. Sergio has been all over the pitch here tonight. Every time you look up, he's in the middle of the play. So we have a foul called on Governor State. Down under 30 minutes left to go here in this one. 3-0, St. Francis with the lead. This one's chipped towards the top of the box. Kept in nicely by Flores. There's a hustle play by Jesus Flores to keep that one in, but Governor State is able to take it now, and Swearinger, little hesitation move, goes around one player, has it knocked away from him. Here comes the throw in now to Vivas. He loses it. Left foot clear. Fernandez Arango. Or excuse me, that's Rubio Guerra tries to play onto that one. He can't. Vega has it knocked away from him, and Governor State will take over at midfield. Fernandez on it. Gets it to Swearingen. Excuse me, that's Gonzalez. We have an injured Governor State player rubbing that right foot as the ball's played into the box. Dangerous play in the box, cleared out by St. Francis. Ball's going to be cleared down, and we will have that stoppage as Mark Fernandez is just now getting to his feet. So he was down. An opportunity for Governor State down that far side. A dangerous ball into the box, but St. Francis is able to clear it out of harm's way and keep this a 3-0 score. Trainers come out, but Fernandez says he's fine, so the trainers turn around and walk the other direction. Actually, it looks like he might be coming out of this one. And I think they're going to be forcing him off because of the stoppage of play. And he's ready to go right back in as he's standing right at midfield. That one's played back to the goalkeeper. Fernandez tried to walk back on the field even though there are already 10 players out there for Governor State. He's ready to play. Swearingen has it now. Midfield is Manuel Rodriguez, plays it to the far side. Back to Manuel Rodriguez with some space right at the midfield dot. That's up ahead to Sani. Sani with a nice move to give himself some space, gets it up to Fernandez. Fernandez takes the run, goes down that far side, centers it. Left foot, nice save by Hegland, and he dives on the rebound to shut down any further opportunities. Carson Hegland coming up big here tonight. That's his third save of the night. couple made here in the second half as that header finds its way to Rubio Guerra. Rubio Guerra has some space, chips it through, and that one just rolls past the far post. Didn't have a lot on it, didn't need a lot on it, had the goalie beat, had both defenders beat, and that was a second ball that rolls just past that right post. This could easily be a 5-0 game right now. As it is, it's going to be a corner kick for St. Francis. Looks like it's going to be taken by Diego Cortez, the 5'8" freshman out of West Chicago. Diego Cortez. St. Francis lining up at the top of the box. Here comes the bender. That one is cleared out of bounds, out of harm's way. Throw in, St. Francis. So that shot by Rubio Guerra deflected just past that far post. A couple of really nice opportunities here by Rubio Guerra and Fernandez Arango in the second half, attacking that far post on Luis Ramirez, and both times just wide as they look to extend a 3-0 lead here as we are 20 minutes into the second half. 25 minutes left to go. Through ball played to Vivas. That one's going to go out of bounds for a throw-in for the Fighting Saints. These two teams have played each other 3 times since 2019. They are 1-1-1 against each other. The last 2 times were last year in the COVID-shortened 2020-2021 season. First game was the last game back on April 13th was won by Governor State. There was also a 2-2 tie here back in March, and then back in 2019, the last time these two teams played before then was a 3-2 St. Francis victory. So bit of bragging rights here in this one, as the winner will take kind of the series lead over the last couple of years. 3-0 with just under 25 minutes left. It's like Ander Santa Marta will be checking in for, I think it's Mariano Catorba coming out. So Santa Marta checking in and Catorba checking out. Here's an opportunity for Governor State, and good defense run off of the ball by St. Francis. They'll take possession, boot this one all the way downfield. And it will be a throw-in for Governor State, which they take very quickly. Chipped ahead to space, and St. Francis is going to be the first one there, but that one's going to be skied out of bounds into the crowd for another throw-in. Santa Marta hounding Vivas there. The high ball looking for Rubio Guerra. That one's going to be just cleared out to midfield, where Governor State will have it. Gonzalez plays it to Sani. Sani plays it into out to the top of the box. In the box now, the shot is deflected, and that one is going to be kept in and saved nicely by St. Francis. They avoid the corner kick. They avoid further possession by Governor State, and they're able to get that one out. That shot is going to go wide, knocked down by Hegland, and he will slow things down here. Looks like we have another substitution getting ready to check in. Santos Contreras, the sophomore, looks like he's stretching and getting ready to come into this one. Played to the near side, kept in, not kept in, and they're looking for a handball. They're not going to get it. It's just going to be a throw-in for St. Francis. Checking in is Contreras. Checking out is Rubio Guerra looks to be checking out. So Pablo Rubio Guerra picks up his first collegiate goal, the third goal of the game. A really, really beautiful left foot strike on a feed from Fernandez Arango. Contreras battling for the ball, and it's going to be a corner. So nice fight down there in the corner by Contreras, and he forces a corner kick. It's going to be taken by Cortez. Second corner of the night for St. Francis. Ball's put into the box. That one's punched out by Ramirez. Headed right back in. Right back to Cortez. Cortez with the high ball to the far side. Headed towards the goal. And that one is going to be saved by Ramirez. A nice opportunity there by St. Francis. I think that header was probably going to go a little wide, but Ramirez didn't take any chances. He made the save there. We're going to have a throw-in for St. Francis. We got a stoppage of play here. And we are ready to go with exactly 21 minutes left. St. Francis with a 3-0 lead. Bodied down by the Fighting Saints, chipped ahead. Contreras loses that 1-on-2 battle, and the Jaguars will take possession of it. Played back up into midfield. Now with some space is Governor State. Played to the near side here to Mark Fernandez. Fernandez goes through his legs, goes down the near side, into the box, back to Fernandez, and that one is blocked out nicely by St. Francis. So the Fighting Saints have done a nice job defensively, limiting the number of dangerous opportunities close into the box here to Governor State this evening. Jaguars have had a few opportunities, but they really haven't had anything of real substance as this ball is played down looking for Contreras. He's not able to find him. And we'll have a throw in again. Leonardo Haro on that one. Gets it up to midfield where Governor State will get possession of it, and it's knocked out of bounds for a throw-in. And we have a stoppage of play and an injured Fighting Saint. Diego Cortez down on the turf. He's rolling up. He's on all fours. He's now on his feet, and we are good to go. Diego Cortez, sophomore. Down under 20 minutes now. St. Francis looking for their second conference victory, their first home victory of the year. That one's played into space. Governor State has it. And we have a whistle and a foul called here on, I believe, on Santa Marta. And this will be a dangerous opportunity for Governor State. About 14 yards outside of the box. See what they come up with here. Hegland down at the near post, making his way over to the center of the goal. Fernandez going to put his left foot into this one. And that one is into the stomach of Hegland, and Hegland is able to dive on that one to prevent any rebounds. So Carson Hegland looking really sharp here tonight. Hasn't had a ton of balls thrown his way, but he's been positioned really, really well. And you know, soccer, just like hockey, is one of those sports where, oh, here comes Contreras, 2-on-1 with, that shot is on just wide. Contreras had Fernandez Arango to his left if he had just kind of paused there, but he took the shot with the right foot and sent that one wide. When the goaltender's positioned correctly, they make difficult saves look easy, and that's what we're seeing out of Hegland tonight. He hasn't had to make very many saves, but the ones he's made have been right in his stomach. That's because he's positioned very, very well, and he knows where he's supposed to be. Sani has it now for Governor State, plays it up ahead. It's played right back to him. Contreras plays it down with his right foot. Plays it ahead with the left foot. St. Francis loses the ball. Munoz has it, plays it up ahead where it's stolen away by St. Francis. The long ball looking for Fernandez Arango. It's headed away from him. Contreras bodies it down, gets it, tries to get it back to Fernandez Arango, but Sergio was going the opposite direction. On it now is Vega. Vega tries to play it through to Fernandez Arango, and that one's going to cross the end line for a goal kick. We will have another substitution as Dominic Barwolik will be checking in for Sergio Fernandez Arango, who played 72 marvelous minutes of soccer here tonight. 2 goals, 1 assist. He checks out in the 73rd minute. Dominic Barwolik will check in for St. Francis. Throw in for the Jaguars now. Ball is lofted high in the air, about 10 yards outside of the box, headed away by Haro. Santa Marta has it, plays it to Barwolik. Barwolik tries to play it ahead to Contreras. Here comes Contreras trying to run onto the ball. That one's going to go out of bounds, and that will be a corner kick for St. Francis. Corner kick number 3. Going to be taken by Diego Cortez on the far side. Plays the low liner towards the box. Barwolik with the left foot. Got all of it. Chipped it just wide, though. Barwolik was looking for his first goal of the season and of his collegiate career as well. And you can see he just threw his hands up like, missed it by that much. He got a lot on it, just past that near post, though. Barwolik running down on Alexander Judd, who checked in for the Jaguars. Down to 15 minutes, still 3-0 St. Francis. 3 goals in the first half. In the 26th minute, Sergio Fernandez Arango would score his 3rd goal of the season. About 8 minutes later, he would score his 4th goal of the season. And then about 2 minutes after that, Pablo Rubio Guerra would score his first collegiate goal to make it 3-0 in the first half. And the Fighting Saints have made it hold up. It's still 3-0, just under 15 minutes left to go now in this one as St. Francis looks for their first home victory of the 2021 season. Now it's chipped into the box. And taken away nicely by St. Francis. Long ball, that's going to go well over the net. Rubio Guerra will be checking back into this one. He's going to be replacing Diego Cortez, who played a really solid game in midfield tonight. He was called his name quite a bit. So Rubio Guerra comes back in for presumably the final 14. Chipped down by Governor State off the outside of the foot. Hard tackle there, and they are going to call another. Yeah, that's another yellow card. This one on Leonardo Haro on a hard tackle. So that's yellow card number 5 for St. Francis here tonight in a extremely rough and tumble game. 15 fouls and 5 yellow cards on St. Francis. So this is going to be a dangerous opportunity for Governor State. Try to get them back into this as Mark Fernandez will take this from about 7 yards outside of the box. Gets that left foot into it and puts it over the net, off the crossbar, out of bounds. Be a goal kick for St. Francis. And as good offensively as St. Francis looked in the first half, that's how really tight they've been defensively here in the second half. They really have not given the Jaguars much at all. And when the Jaguars have been able to get a shot on goal, Carson Hegland has been up to the task. So a really solid effort here through 77 minutes for St. Francis. Fernandez has it. Chips it towards the top of the box. Long shot. That one's deflected out, and that will be a corner kick for Governor State. To be taken by Elian Munoz out of Lecheria, Venezuela. That left foot curves away, and that one's going to be in the back of the net. I'm not sure who got the head on that one. Not entirely sure who got their head on that one. There were two Governor State players right there, and they were able to deflect that one down short side by that far post and make it 3-1 with 12:26 left to go. So St. Francis now looking to hold on as it's a 2-goal lead with 12.5 left. We'll see who they give that goal to. Barwolik has it. He misplays it. And that one's played back towards midfield. Nobody there but St. Francis. Up ahead to Rubio Guerra. Rubio Guerra down here on the near side on the right foot. Puts that right foot into it. It's blocked away towards the top of the box. Played back where Jesus Flores has it. Flores' shot or pass is deflected away, but he gets that one back. Plays it with the outside of the right foot. And that one is going to be stolen away by Governor State. Ball played downfield to Dawson Swearingen. And St. Francis takes that one away nicely. Ball's played far downfield. So they're giving the assist to Munoz on the corner, but we still are unsure. I'm still waiting for official word on who scored that goal. Another opportunity for Governor State. That one is going to be in the back of the net again, but we're going to have a whistle beforehand, and I think a foul called on Governor State as it was a collision 5 yards into the box, and they're going to wave that one off. The officials are talking. I don't know if they're calling it an offsides or a penalty or a foul. So the goal for Governor State was scored by Martin Esquivel, and he was the one I brought up in the first half, as he's the reigning CCAC offensive player of the week. He had a hat trick in just under 10 minutes in Governor State's last game, a 4-0 win over Indiana University Northwest. And we do have an injured St. Francis player down on the field. That's Isaac Avalos, but he's up and walking around. He may need to come out of the game, though, since the trainers came out. They may force him off the field. So it looks like, and we may actually have a couple of substitutions here for St. Francis. Jack Conway and Mariano Catorba are standing down there at midfield waiting. We're going to have a penalty kick here to be taken by Hamzat Sani. So it looks like there was a penalty called on St. Francis in the box before the goal was scored. So an opportunity for Governor State to get within a goal here on the penalty kick. Sani gets ready, comes up to the ball, and is able to get that one just past Hegland. Carson guessed the right way, was able to get a hand on it, but it trickles past him, and Hamzat Sani scores a goal with 11 minutes left to make this a 3-2 game, in a game that has been pretty much dominated by St. Francis, save for the first couple minutes of this one. You look up at the scoreboard, and that's 2 goals in a span of about 3 minutes by Governor State, and it is now 3-2 St. Francis. For Sani, that is his first goal of the season, or excuse me, that's his second goal of the season. Collision down there on the far side, and Fernandez Arango checking right back into this one, so he didn't get much of a breather. Checking back in for Bar Wolick. So they're back with Fernandez Arango and Rubio Guerra up front as they look to sort of regain control of this one. It's gotten away from them here in the last couple of minutes. They had a 3-0 lead about 5 minutes ago. Now 3-2 with 10 minutes left. That one's going to go out of bounds for a throw-in for Governor State. Finds Fernandez. Up ahead now to Latorre. Latorre with the cross. That one's going to be deflected out, and it'll be a corner kick. So we are under 10 minutes, but it is now 3-2 as the shots have tilted the other direction. It's now 20 shots to 16 for Governor State. 6 shots for Governor, six shots on goal for Governor State, 5 for St. Francis, and that ball is put well over the back of the net for a goal kick. So Governor State has turned it on here in the last 5 minutes. They trail 3-2. Goals in the 75th minute and 79th minute. Martin Esquivel and Hamzat Sani. Checking in now is Anthony Durka. Checks back in. Played through. Nobody plays it for St. Francis, so Governor State runs onto it, and they're right back on the attack again, but that one's going to roll out of bounds. There'll be a throw-in for St. Francis. Fighting Saints looking to hold on here. What was once a 3-0 lead is now a 3-2 lead as we are under the 9-minute mark. Headed back by Governor State. Bodied down to Fernandez. Fernandez up ahead. They lose it. That one is going to be put wide of the goal, and it will be a goal kick. Hunter Foose slow to get up down here on the near side, just outside of the box. Makes his way to his feet. Shakes off that right leg. Officials tell the trainers no need to come on, and we can get back to this game. We have another corner kick for Governor State as they look to equalize this one, and that one's punched out by Hegland nicely. Cleared down to midfield, off the foot of Rubio Guerra, deflects the wrong direction. Played back by Governor State. And the Jaguars have it again. John Gonzalez now with the left foot rolls that one wide of Carson Hegland for a goal kick as we're now under 8 minutes. And when you're nursing a 1-goal lead in a soccer game, these minutes tick, tick, tick by very, very slowly as St. Francis looks for their first home victory, their second conference victory, and a potential upset over the number 2 team in the conference right now. Finds its way onto the foot of Durka. Durka tries to play it up ahead to Contreras. Nobody home there, though. And it's run back onto by Governor State. Taken right away, though, by the Fighting Saints. headed away out of danger as Fernandez Arango tried to run onto that one. And here comes Governor State once again. Played through in towards the top of the box. That one's cleared out by the Governor State bench. That'll bounce out of bounds for a throw-in for the Jaguars. Throw in towards the top of the box, headed out of danger. Sent a little bit deeper, but headed back in by St. Francis. Fernandez Arango heads it back out to midfield where Sani plays it back in. Sani scored the second goal of the game for Governor State on a penalty kick about 3 or 4 minutes ago that made it a 3-2 game. Played through to Latore. Latore's knocked down from behind, and we're going to have a foul called and a free kick from about 10 yards outside of the box. So another dangerous opportunity for the Jaguars here in the waning moments of this one. We're down to 6 minutes left in what has turned into a very, very tight soccer match. Daniel Simon and Diego Cortez about ready to check in. This kick to be taken by Fernandez. Puts that one low, and that one's deflected. I tried to go low, far side corner, and that one's going to roll out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in. Thrown in down in front of the Governor State bench. That one's going to bounce out of bounds. It'll be another throw-in for Governor State. We're approaching the 5-minute mark. That ball's put towards the box, headed out. Collision at the 20, and they're letting them play. That was a huge collision between Anthony Durka and Juan Manuel Rodriguez. A pair of 22s go face to face there, and we're going to have a stoppage of play. And it's going to be a free kick for St. Francis. That was a major, major collision between opposing 22s. That one's played downfield, and Governor State will get a throw in around midfield with just under 5 minutes remaining. Back to the goaltender, Luis Ramirez. Some pressure on him. He's able to get rid of that one. But that one's deflected out of bounds by Jack Conway. To Alexander Judd in midfield. Plays that one with the left foot. That one's going to find its way down to Hegland, and he settles things down, and he's in absolutely no rush to get rid of that ball. Plays the left foot into it. Just sends it down into space. Sani plays it with his thigh and then boots it right back the other direction. That high ball deflects. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in now for Governor State at the 4-minute mark. Long throw-in towards the top of the box. Header right into the arms of awaiting Carson Hegland, who makes his 5th save of the night. And he just gets rid of it. Fernandez Arango bodies it down. Has it taken away from him by Governor State. Towards the top of the box. With it now is Latore. Latore shoots that one. It deflects off of a St. Francis leg. Hunter Foose out of bounds. There will be a throw-in. We're down to 3:15 now. 3-2. Throw in towards the top of the box again, and we're going to have a penalty called on Governor State. Or foul called on Governor State. And that one's kicked out to midfield and taken by Contreras down the far side. Contreras tries to play the ball through to Fernandez Arango. He does. Fernandez Arango plays it to Katorba. Katorba has it on the outside foot. Has it now down in the near corner. Just looking to kill some time down here. Really smart move by Anthony, or excuse me, by Anthony Durka down here in the near corner. He just kills as much time as he possibly can, and they're going to say it's a throw-in for St. Francis. So absolutely incredibly intelligent play by Anthony Durka down here in the near corner. Just killed as much time as he possibly could, and then he gets a throw-in. And we have a stoppage of play. We have a couple of substitutes. Daniel Simon and Diego Cortez will be checking in for Santos Contreras, and Jesus Flores both check out. The clock has started. We're down to about 2:20. That one's going to go out of bounds. A throw-in for St. Francis. Actually, it's going to be a throw-in for Governor State. I take that back. Goes off of a St. Francis body. Throw-in down to midfield. Chipped back in. 4 St. Francis defenders waiting for that one. And we're under 2 minutes. That one's cleared out. Where it's played by Sani. Sani chips that one back towards the top of the box. It's headed out by Conway. Governor State gets it right back, though, into the box, and that one is going to roll to Hagelin, who falls down on it and takes his time getting back up. Minute and a half. That one is put up towards midfield. Played to space, nobody there. Sani has it back to Ramirez. Ramirez puts the right foot into that one, sends it about 60 yards on the fly. Headed into space by St. Francis, but Governor State takes over. 2-on-1. Nice defense by St. Francis to take the ball away. That was Leonardo Haro. That one's going to go into the box across the end line, and it will be, I believe, a goal kick. Governor State looking for a foul call there, and they're not going to get one. We're under a minute, 47 seconds. Fighting Saints looking to hold on for their first home victory of the year. Hagelin is taking his sweet time as he looks to get rid of this one. Gets this one a low line drive. That one's going to go out of bounds around midfield, so Governor State will get the throw in here. 25 seconds. Here comes the throw in. Headed out by St. Francis back towards midfield. Governor State has it again. It's played to space. And knocked out of bounds nicely. And another collision as Anthony Durka is getting thrown around here a little bit in the last few minutes of this one. Down under 10 seconds. Chipped up, and St. Francis is going to win their first home game of the season, their second game of the year. St. Francis holds on behind the legs of their freshmen, Sergio Fernandez Arango, Pablo Rubio Guerra, and they defeat the Governor State Jaguars by the score of 3-2. Governor State came into this one unbeaten in their last 6 games at 4-0-2. St. Francis jumped out to a 3-0 first half lead. A pair of goals by Sergio Fernandez Arango, his 3rd and 4th of the season. Pablo Rubio Guerra would score his first collegiate goal to make it 3-0. 2 goals late in the second half by Governor State would make this one very, very close. But in the end, St. Francis improves to 2-7-1 on the season. They win their second game of the year, and Governor State falls to 4-2-2 on the season. So once again, your final score here from Joliet Memorial Stadium is your St. Francis Fighting Saints 3, the Governor State Jaguars 2. Have a great night, everybody.